Λοιπόν, begin.
Yes!
Για να δούμε λίγο. Γιατί δεν μπορούμε να το δούμε στον υπολογιστή το chat.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Να δω και πώς ακούγεται.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number
Καλά ακούγεται.
427.
Θέλει πιο δυνατά.
Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on the keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order.
I see.
This is what employee 427 did every day, of every month, of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-lifting, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job.
Εντάξει. Ο ήχος φαίνεται ότι είναι από ηχεία, αλλά δεν πειράζει.
Σου είπα να βάλουμε αυτά.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi.
Hi!
Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk.
Ξεκίνησε το παιχνίδι. Σε αυτό το παιχνίδι λοιπόν
Έχουμε
μας λέει ο εκφωνητής τι να κάνουμε. Πρώτον. Δεύτερον, για το λόγο το βάζει καλά έκανες άμα δεν έχεις δουλειά. Άμα έχεις δουλειά, γάμισε το.
Καλά, ναι.
Μάλλον σε έχουν απολύσει. Αλλά εγώ θα είμαι πολύ μικρός για δουλειά. Οπότε.
Λοιπόν.
Αυτό να πούμε είναι ένα metagame. Που ο σκοπός ήταν και καλά να δείξει τη σχέση μεταξύ, ήταν και καλά στα ψυχολογικό έτσι. Psychological treatise που λέμε. Ήθελε να δείξει τη σχέση μεταξύ παιχτών, narrator, gameplay και γενικά πώς ο εκφωνητής.
Τι θέλουν οι creators και τι
ναι,
θέλουν
ναι, και τι κάνει ο παίκτης και πώς τον επηρεάζουν. Ήταν ένα πολύ έξυπνο παιχνίδι όταν βγήκε. Indie game εντελώς. Αυτό είναι το απλό που παίζουμε τώρα.
Τώρα παίζει λέει το Hogwarts. Δεν μπορώ να πω ότι μου αρέσει. Κοίτα, εντάξει.
Δεν είναι για όλους. Τι θες να κάνουμε, για πες γυναίκα, left or right?
Τώρα εντάξει.
Ο εκφωνητής είπε left.
Ξέρεις τι θέλω εγώ να σου πω τώρα.
Right.
Ναι.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Perhaps.
Όλοι λείπουν το μεταξύ.
Ναι, ναι.
Everyone is out. Let's see.
Λείπουν όλοι.
Let's see. Everything is locked.
Παιχνίδι για τους φans της ταινίας λέει. Οκ.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Αχ, ναι. Literally, ξέρεις.
Yeah, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Δεν υπάρχει. There is no door on my left.
That's the door on the left.
Maybe we don't. Θες να την πάρουμε ή όχι?
Ναι, μωρέ, εντάξει. Πάμε μια φορά.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Σοβαρά.
Seriously? Why not?
Oh, hello, cracky gamer.
Oh, this game is strange, but...
The good strange.
Yes, indeed.
He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, left.
There it is.
Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake.
Can we even go left?
Λοιπόν, δεν ξέρεις τι.
No. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
Αυτός είναι ένας DM που έχουν φύγει παίκτες του, εντάξει.
Right, left, down, left, right. Yeah, yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Shit. Oh, shit.
Λέει ότι δεν ξέρω να το έχω αναφέρει, πήρα λέει το 5 αλλά κάει και η TV μετά από 2 μέρες.
Το PlayStation 5.
Ναι.
Τιμωρία από το Θεό.
Τιμωρία από το Θεό.
Oh, shit.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes.
Quick, close your eyes.
Okay, we just have to...
Τι είναι αυτό το Matrix, είσαι στον Architect.
Fired.
It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. This time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
Τι κάριολ, man.
Yep. Stanley went out.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
420. Win, nudge. Όλες οι πόρτες είναι κλειδωμένες.
Φυσικά.
Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when you were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote this.
Why am I asking you?
Here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere.
The narrator is a god.
It's an adventure. Come, Stanley.
Oh shit, now everything is open.
Find the story.
Where do you want me to go?
Go to the right, I guess. Yes.
The right.
The right.
Να δούμε. All right. Πρώτη φορά δεξιά. What the hell? Is this the back rooms?
Yep. That's the back rooms.
Totally the back rooms. The back rooms 10 years before the back rooms.
Yes.
Okay, I'm doing the maze solution. Πάω μόνο δεξιά. Ξέρεις, αυτό είναι σε κάθε
I'll
άλλο.
say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot.
No!
Σου λέει θέλεις adventure καριέρα να πάρ' το
All his
τώρα.
co-workers were gone.
What
What
does
could
it
it
mean?
mean?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Γενικά μόλις πήρα λέει το 5 γίνανε πολλά. Ήρθε με χαλασμένο κουτί. Χάλασα κάτι πιστικά. Έσπασε η γαρέκλα που είχα. Δεν το μισό. Κακό.
Είναι καταραμένο. Πήρε στο καταραμένο PlayStation.
Αυτό.
It's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Αυτό δουλεύει με portals, γι' αυτό είναι έτσι αυτό το παιχνίδι.
Ναι, το φαντάζομαι.
Εννοώ, γι' αυτό αλλάζει δυναμικά ο χάρτης, δεν είναι συγκεκριμένο level. Δεν μπορείς να πηδήξεις, you cannot jump in this game and it's very frustrating.
Εντάξει, έχεις δει το DRS?
No.
Aha! I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes.
Δεν έχει κανένα τέρας μόνο.
No, wait. Never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's go the other way and retrace our steps.
This MF.
What the
Oh my. He said you wanted to destroy everything, so here it is.
Well, I'll be honest. I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story?
I have no memory of this
I
place.
can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about
Not again,
this?
not again.
You win!
Ah.
Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job.
Good job!
Oh, no. I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay? I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
Oh, I hate you. I totally hate you.
Με κάθε restart don't
Aha! There's an adventure line
I've
now.
got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable adventure line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
Let's follow the line.
Trademark I
You
love it.
see, the line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny.
To Destiny.
Here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still
You
a
see?
story?
Yes, I see.
Philosophical things about games.
Forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there.
This is so
I
weird.
apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what?
The line.
I think what we need right now is a bit
This
of
is
music to
amazing.
lighten the mood.
Told you. Το theme των Avengers είναι. Τι στο φούτσο.
Got the music.
Ah.
Go back and look at that fern.
What? What is a fern? What the
The
hell
fern,
is
not
a...
fern.
This fern will be very important later in the story. Make
Okay.
sure you study it
Let's go.
closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
This is a fern.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line. You do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this... Oh, no, not again.
Zora.
Could you have done this to
Fired
us?
again.
After we trusted you. After everything we've been through.
104 fired.
Well, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
No.
Ξανά με τη γραμμή.
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure. We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious.
Στο πορτασάρι σας
This
το
all
παιχνίδι.
sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Let's go.
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Wait, anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild.
I think I'm just doing circles.
Yes,
Whatever
you
it
are
might
doing
be, Stanley,
circles.
I'm ready for it.
Whatever it might be, Stanley.
Back to the office. Είμαι σίγουρος θα πάμε πίσω στο...
no,
Oh,
not
shit.
Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new
Line
story.
trademark.
No lines or
Yeah.
monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
Δεν το ξέρω, legit.
What?
A choice. We get to make a decision. From now, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think.
Τι λέει ένα ριτζάρο, τι λέει
Let's
αυτή.
make circles for a minute. Okay.
Γιατί να
So
μην
I know
ριτζάρω.
that each door has to
Πέντα
lead
πολλά restart.
somewhere, which means
Έχω
that
ήδη ριτζάρει.
somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going?
I don't
And
know.
since the answer is clearly yes, then
Clearly
by all
yes.
accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
Oh. We got the confusion ending.
You've been playing 16 minutes.
The confusion ending. You're
This is
telling me
amazing.
that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game eight times?
8 times?
That's really how all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well,
So you're starting with me.
Why don't I get to decide?
Νομίζω
Why
είμαστε στο
don't
έκτο.
I get a say in all of this? Is it
Στο
really?
τέταρτο είμαστε εδώ.
No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep
find the
restarting.
confusion.
I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped.
I love this narrator.
Did we do it?
And then
Did we
the
break the
voice.
cycle? The whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen?
Να είσαι καλά, lady.
So,
Το παιχνίδι για ναρκωτικά μου. Δεν μας λέει.
I
No,
guess now
that's-
we just wait.
Maria narcotica.
You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree?
It's a kind
I'm
of
not quite
story.
sure if we're in the destination or the journey. Though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we
Θες
are.
να διαβάσουμε τι
now.
λένε. Τα
We'll
επόμενα
find out,
restart.
won't we? Eventually.
Ναι, τα διάβασα.
Α,
But in
κιόλας.
the
Ναι,
meantime,
ορίστε. Έκανε το restart. Άρα πάμε για το πέμπτο restart. Και τώρα θα έχει ξεχάσει τα προηγούμενα.
Ναι, ναι, ναι.
all of his co-workers were gone. What
What
could it
could it
mean?
mean?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Εντάξει, πάμε
Perhaps
κανονικά
he'd
τώρα.
missed a memo.
Θες να δούμε το confusion ending.
Τι εννοείς?
When Stanley came to a set of two
Πάμε
open
πάλι
doors,
right.
he entered the door
Θες
on
να
his
το
left.
πάμε τόσο έντονα αυτό?
Ναι.
Οκ.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Μ' αρέσει πάντως που στην αρχή ξέρει, υπάρχει ο χάρτης.
Yes, this room. What a beautiful room. What a gorgeous, gorgeous room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Ναι.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't 5 years ago.
Για μένα λένε. Και πήγε στο ποτήρι.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really. I realize that investing in your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
Δεν μιλάμε για σένα, μιλάμε για το
There's someone
παιχνίδι.
you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop
Μπορώ να
trying to
πηδήξω
make
κάτω και να
every
πεθάνω
decision
λογικά,
by yourself.
Λογικά.
I'm not asking. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. You have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side.
Οχ.
Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important.
Πού θες να
Stanley
πάμε?
walked through the red door.
Οχ.
Πού θες να πάμε?
Δεν ξέρω.
You choose. You choose!
Θες να το κάνουμε στο Matrix.
Ψηφίστε!
Θες να το κάνουμε.
Και οι δύο που το βλέπετε. Narrator is snarky. Yes, he is. And
He's
he's an
amazing.
awesome voice actor. Okay, you choose, woman.
I don't know, wanna Matrix that shit?
Red or blue?
Okay, take the blue pill, Lidor.
Okay.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley
Oh.
walked through the red door. I still don't think we Stanley walked through the red
Through the red
Θα
door.
πάλι στην blue.
All right, fine, go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so
Μου αρέσει
badly
η
what's out there? You want to find out
Είναι
what
εκεί,
lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you.
Oh,
You see? There's nothing here.
It's the other
building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I'd written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far.
Είναι the developers.
A new design and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before.
Okay.
Go ahead, Stanley.
What do you want, woman? Okay, Disney. Καλή μαγεία. Καλή μαγεία.
Bye bye.
Καληνύχτα. Αργότερα μην ξαναπαίρνω.
Ceiling light, Pantone, τάδε και γάμα.
No, it's not Pantone, είναι 64 pixels. Anyway, τι θες να κάνουμε?
Okay, let's follow him. For once.
Okay.
Oh, it's this
stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
3.
Oh, of course. A 3.
Of course.
Really? Maybe next time we can get you to form an actual opinion, you know? Any level of critical thinking or engagement with your surroundings? Does that sound good? Think we can do that? Yes? Wonderful. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Nope. Okay, τώρα θα αφήσουμε τη Lady να διαλέξει, να βλέπει ακόμα.
Ναι, θέλουμε...
Λοιπόν, Lady πες, 1, 2 ή 3.
Περιμένουμε μέχρι να δούμε την απάντηση.
Εδώ να είναι μόνος. Κάτι χάνεται πάλι. Αν δεν απαντήσει και τόσο λίγο, θα διαλέξεις εσύ πάλι.
1.
1. Μισό λεπτό γιατί έχασα το chat, δεν μου το βγάζει.
Δεν πειράζει, το βλέπω εγώ για σένα.
Το βλέπεις εσύ για μένα, αλλά δεν σημαίνει πως θα μπορώ να δω.
Τι είναι αριστερά από αυτό? Όχι, τι είναι αυτή η πινακίδα? The leaderboard. Γαμάτο.
Μισό λεπτό, παιδιά. Δώστε μου μισό λεπτό.
A dead radish of light. Τι? This your superior. Okay.
Έτσι, ηρωνία παντού.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up.
Again? Okay. Oh, it's a baby.
The baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very
in a stock baby.
All about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective?
Oh no!
Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
Oh no!
Νομίζω ότι αν παίξουμε 4 ώρες θα πάρουμε ένα achievement.
Θες να παίξεις 4 ώρες αυτό? Kill it, λέει. Kill it, λέει, lady. Let it burn.
Κάτσε λίγο να δούμε. Δεν μπορώ να κάψω ένα μόνο.
Δεν συνήθισή σου. No! No! Make it stop!
Τώρα τον ακούσετε μας λέγατε το τι άκαρδοι που είμαστε, αυτό ένα μωρό πεθάνει. Κουράστηκα. Κουράστηκα ακόμα κι εγώ. Δεν μπορώ. Πάω φύγουμε.
This is awful. Δεν μπορείς να τα αφήσεις με τίποτα, έτσι. You just can't leave it.
Ha! Okay, let's stop. Ha! Έζησε! Θέλω να δω πόσο αντέχει μέχρι να κάνει.
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out, I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's see. What do we have here?
Oh.
Yes. This seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
Τι θα μας βάλει? Minecraft!
Δεν το πιστεύω!
Is this any better? At last, the one thing you've always desired. A game I had absolutely nothing to do with. But is it enough? Tell me that, Stanley. Will it ever be enough? Well, I'll say this. I'm done making things for you. From now on, I will only create to fulfill a greater artistic purpose. Watch this, Stanley. I'm going to build a house.
Πού είναι?
This will go here. No, here. And then... Let's see, what does it need? Yes, of course. And just to finish it all off, yes, it's complete.
It's complete.
Stanley. Look at it. Gaze upon my work of art and feel ashamed at your own inadequacy. But you've only seen it from the outside. You've only gotten half.
Oh my god, θα μπορούμε να σας βγάλω γραφείο.
And make yourself comfortable. Isn't it grand? Isn't it perfect? It could only be better if... Wait, that's it. We must rebuild it out of diamond.
Oh my god.
Diamond everything. Yes. Come along, Stanley. We have to go mining.
Minecraft? Mining? Δεν πειράζει, πήγαινε γύρω-γύρω.
Όχι, άνοιξε πόρτα, τώρα το είδα.
Φυσικά.
It looks like it's going to get a bit dark. Have you brought a light? Oh, no. This is far more open-ended than I had in mind. I'm looking for something more narrow and linear. Something that makes you feel utterly irrelevant. This won't do at all. 1 out of 5. Even the diamonds couldn't save this one. Okay, new game.
How many endings have we seen?
I have no idea. Δεν ξέρω. Εγώ στο μέτρημα.
Νομίζω 27 έχει.
Απίστευτο. Μα Minecraft. Η αλήθεια είναι ότι τότε ήταν πολύ στα high του.
Ακόμα είναι.
Yes!
Εντάξει,
I
τότε
don't
έχει
even know what this game is, but I love
το
it.
Portal!
You, trapped in a glass box with no way out, listening to me talk. Oh, it's inspired. I couldn't have done it any better myself. What is this game supposed to be? I can't figure it out. Okay, now I'm curious. Let's go find out what the hell this is.
More doors.
Of course.
How do I get out? Is there a switch?
Εδώ αριστερά που βλέπει το τζάμι, όχι. Αριστερά. Αυτό.
You were right. Yeah, I'm stupid.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a puzzle.
It's a puzzle!
Critical thinking, Stanley. Your forte.
Genius.
No, actually, you know what? I think that's plenty. I really don't care much to see you stumble through any more of these games. And I
Oh.
Έφυγε. Ο narrator έφυγε. Ο narrator έφυγε. Όλο αυτό είναι το reconstruction. Τι λέει εκεί? Filing cabinets.
This is creepy. This is like a freaking horror game now.
I think that's the idea.
So dark. I think it's even darker on the stream.
Φαίνεται λίγο, αλλά λίγο. Αλλά φαίνονται όλα, εγώ τα βλέπω.
Okay. Oh, computers. It's our room. 427.
It's a bit different.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Okay, let's go.
Τι φάση.
Oh.
I wonder what he found.
Ah.
If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice. And if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world.
The narrator.
Yes, I'll be back. There's no
I'll be
delay.
back.
Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
Ποιος, πρέπει να βρούμε ποιος είναι ο narrator, φοβερός στο παιδί.
Έχουν πει ποιος είναι.
Ναι,
γνωστό.
το ξέρω, εγώ δεν το ξέρω.
And reloading, of course.
Χαρτιά παντού. Τι φάση. Δεν μπορείς να κασώσεις.
Ναι, όχι μπορείς. Όχι έχει νόημα.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room to check on his co-workers. He never functioned well by himself and constantly needed support and guidance from others, so the thought of total solitude was terrifying to him.
Okay, now it's full of papers.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door.
Άντε πάμε μια φορά αριστερά. Πρώτη φορά αριστερά κυριολεκτικά. First time to the left.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
Tips for not getting fired.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Τι λέει. Synergize core value expenditure 6 global market.
Monetize free to play. Yes, αυτό που έγινε τελικά.
Ναι.
Όπα, broom closet.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Go back on track.
Κάτσω εδώ. I'll sit here.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
Shut up. Now. Τώρα θα φύγω.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Λέει executive λέει.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, what dark secret was being held from him. What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him, and so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Oh, behind the walls, πάλι.
Νομίζω να narrator θέλει να σε βασανίσει τώρα.
Yep, totally.
Είναι στη φάση τι, δεν με ακολούθησες, τώρα θα δεις καριόλι.
Πάλι reload.
Φυσικά. Τώρα είναι loading, δεν είναι start.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Let's see.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Escape! Σοβαρά τώρα.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Πώς?
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Yep.
Okay. Και πέφτει. Ουφ.
It's bigger on the inside.
So much bigger.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plugging the eyeballs from a blind man. So he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Huh?
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws.
What's that?
In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
It's the name of the
And yet it
game.
would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
What the hell?
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the
Stanley's
same.
computer.
Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Α, τι.
Οκ, ναι, από εδώ βγαίνεις και πας στις δύο πόρτες. Ναι, αυτό το παιχνίδι. Είναι like developer commentary.
Είναι
Σχολιασμός.
ξεκάθαρα developer commentary, αλλά τι λέει? The set of the doors.
Ναι. Ότι λέει στην αρχή ξεκινάς όντως. Αυτό είναι μόνο πέρασμα. Only one way. Και φτάνεις εδώ που είναι το πρώτο choice. Και όταν λέει φτιάξαν αυτό, τότε σκεφτήκαμε το υπόλοιπο παιχνίδι.
The office.
It's like a museum.
The button sound. Α, credits δεξιά. Εκεί. Kevin Brighting as the narrator.
Kevin Brighting, ορίστε. Here is a person. Γιάννης Ιωαννίδης έκανε τη μουσική, όχι ο καθηγητής μου λογικά. Πασχέτζα. Of course, Πασχέτζα.
Φυσικά. Employee database.
Solitaire.
Και ναι. Ου.
Α, ξεκίνησε.
Αν από την αρχή κάναμε την πρώτη, τη σωστή επιλογή, τι θα γινόταν άραγε?
Τίποτα.
Απολύτως τίποτα.
Restarts.
Α, είναι ξανά και ξανά το ίδιο.
Απλώς βλέπεις άλλο τέλειο. Narration outtakes.
Stanley stood on. Now look closely, Stanley.
Αχ,
See how it's impossible for the player to do anything in this world. Perfectly harmless.
τον ακούμε, πού είναι?
It's the kind of thing you pick up on intuitively.
Είναι σε άλλο δωμάτιο.
Όχι, εδώ είναι. Έχουν βάλει μια ηχητική πηγή σε κάθε γωνία, αυτή είναι κατέκλυση εδώ. Κατάλαβες. Anyway. Αυτά είναι outtakes. Πρόβες. Κοπήκανε. Στην αρχή το είχαν έτσι, βλέπεις.
Oh.
Μετά το αλλάξανε και το κάνανε escape με... Okay, let's see what else is in this museum.
Γεια σου, Παντγκέτζιαρ.
Ποιος τι εμένα μου το έβγαλε. Τι γίνεται ρε παιδιά.
Για να πατήσεις all messages.
Α, ναι. Shit. Δεν έχω χαθεί, εδώ είμαι λέει. Εμείς έχουμε χαθεί όμως.
Freedom ending. Υπάρχει τέτοιο πράγμα.
Ναι, βγαίνεις έξω και τελειώνει το παιχνίδι. Αυτό είναι το μοναδικό καλό ending του παιχνιδιού. Οπ.
Τι ήταν αυτό?
Ένα γραφείο που μόλις πλησίασα.
Ναι, η πινακίδα τι λέει.
An early version.
Τι γαμάτο.
Και ναι, το countdown room είναι άλλο τέλος, το είχα δει παλιά.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
Off.
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another?
The player and the narrator.
No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. Listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now. It'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let time.
Ow. And my Dropbox is almost full. Now everyone knows the same of my Dropbox. Τι είναι, παιδιά, κόλλησε από το Dropbox. Δεν πιστεύω, γάμω τα notifications.
Ναι.
Λοιπόν, πάμε πάλι. Οχ.
Είναι η αρχή, είναι...
Resume.
That's it? The end?
Έχει begin the game again. Δεν έχει load το δεξί, έχει save, αλλά δεν έχει load. Τίποτα.
Ναι, αυτό ήτανε.
Πέθανα.
Ναι, η πραγματική σου επιλογή είναι απλά να ξαναπαίξεις από την αρχή.
I'm dead. Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it
Δεν
mean?
θα ακολουθήσουμε τον
Stanley
narrator.
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Let's follow the narrator this time.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Hoping he might find an arm. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What? Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't helpful, so he relaxed for a few moments. New age music.
New age music.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Okay. Αυτή τη φορά που να πάμε.
Τι πήγαινα που σου λέει.
Okay. Let's follow the narrator.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
That's it.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
Α, αυτό που
είναι εκεί
έλεγε.
που βγαίνουμε
Horrible
παλιά.
secret
Τα
did
spoilers
this
που έλεγε.
place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Εκεί είναι το δωμάτιο που βγαίνουμε.
Ναι. Που λέει ότι είναι spoilers και τι δεν κάνει και... Οι κάμερες.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe it couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Well, yes. Όπως όλοι μας.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
And?
That's it.
No, I can see something.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved.
Ναι, μοιάζει πολύ με τον Lord Barrows, ισχύει.
How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him what to do or how to feel. Whatever life he lived,
Και θα πρέπει ένα screen, ξέρω εγώ.
and that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing.
Δεν μπορώ να πάω, δεν μπορώ να
Stanley
πηδήξω.
stepped through the open door.
Α, κατέβηκε.
Τώρα μπορείς να πας.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now,
This is
that
the
things
way.
were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Το happy ending.
Yeah.
Αν ακολουθήσεις ό,τι σου λέει είναι το happy ending.
Apparently, ναι. Γιατί ακολουθείς αυτό που θέλει ο designer του παιχνιδιού. Παίζει με τους κανόνες του και σου δίνει ένα happy ending. Αλλά πάλι την αρχή.
Someone was following Stanley. He was sure of it. If he checked over his shoulder now, he would surely catch them. It was only a matter of time. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Hoping he'd come into a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished. His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared.
What the
fuck? It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange.
Oh my god, stop. Stop.
Voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd, and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself? Believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream.
Yes, please.
So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought.
Let me wake up.
I'm through with this dream.
Wake up.
I wish it to be over.
Wake up, Stanley.
Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please. It's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine.
Oh no, stop.
I am okay.
Open your eyes. Obre los ojos.
You're not okay, Stanley. You're not okay.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? And everything went black.
No.
Yeah.
This
Το πιστεύεις κάθε φορά.
Of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work.
Oh.
But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled.
Oh no!
The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
That was a bad ending.
Πω πω. Κακό.
Okay. Oh.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors...
Κλείνουμε, σταματάμε τώρα χωρίς έτσι πραγματικά.
Right. Ή όχι.
Τι θες?
Κάτσε, left τα κάναμε όλα,
Δεν ξέρω, νομίζω.
Πήγαμε κάτω, πήγαμε πάνω, πήγαμε σε... Όχι, δεν έχει κάτι άλλο left.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was sublime, a work of art.
Κάθε φορά λέει κάτι άλλο, εντάξει, μου αρέσει πάρα πολύ.
That called so, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Right, straight.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Όχι, αυτή τη φορά δεν θα πηδήξω κάτω. Πάμε ευθεία. Πριν πήδηξα εκεί πέρα.
I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong
Ή μπορώ να
foot.
πηδήξω κάτω.
I'm not your enemy.
Μάλλον.
Really, I'm not. I realize
Εκεί,
investing
μια
your
πόρτα,
trust
βλέπεις.
in someone else
Έχεις
is
δίκιο.
difficult,
Πάμε.
but the fact
Μα το
is
πεθάνω
that the
τώρα στο
story
ψηλό.
has been about nothing but you
Θα το
all the
δοκιμάσω.
time.
Πώς θα πεθάνω.
There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about.
Μετά.
Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
For her? Who's her?
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life.
Ποια είναι αυτή?
He's been waiting.
Who is she?
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. If you can truly play...
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife? They want to commit their life to you. I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
Να πάω ή να μην πάω.
Να του πεις.
Δεν θα πάμε.
Sorry, but you're in my story now.
Oh, shit. Nice.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man.
Oh shit.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
Το πατήσω.
Ναι, δεν μπορείς να κάνεις κάτι άλλο.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life. But in his mind, In his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions.
Oh, it's exactly what we do with games.
Fantastic discoveries of new lands.
It's
It was
incredible.
wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
Πω. Έτσι, αυτή είναι η ζωή σου, λέει. Δες την.
About his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped out from the desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished.
Δεξιά είναι το γραφείο σου, αυτό το κίτρινο.
The thought excited him terribly. So, he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
Hi. Nothing? Α, τρώει και καλά.
Όχι, λέει prepare dinner.
Το πάτησα. V.
Το τέλειο Kids Story. Α! Ναι, είναι απλά η ζωή σου. Αυτό. Η μονότονη, άχρωμη, απέσια ζωή σου.
Σταμάτα και το... I hate this game.
Ω, τελείω οργάζει η Love.
I pressed 0. I told her.
Tell me you love me. Tell me that you love me.
I love you. Right. Να ξεκινήσω από την αρχή. Θα το κάνει μόνο του.
Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Go to sleep, little sparrows. Playing Stanley's Parable game.
Parable. I don't know how to spell.
Parable.
English is weird.
Press 4 to be at work. Look at you.
Press A to work.
Pressing buttons.
Αν πει press A to
Doing what
work,
you're told.
είναι loop. Δεν το πατάω. I don't press
E
it.
to question nothing.
I don't press anything.
Come on, press it.
No.
Come on, press it.
No.
Come on, you know you want to.
I will not press it. I will leave them to rot like that. I will resist.
Resist. Resist all you want.
Should I press it? I don't know.
I mean, you're stuck. Τι άλλο θα κάνεις. Τι άλλο υπάρχει για να κάνεις.
Nothing. I have to press C. Should we begin again? I think it's a loop.
Περίμενε, δεν φτάσαμε ακόμα στη λούπα. Θέλω να δω μέχρι που το έχουμε φτάσει.
Ήταν κάπου που πει press A to work, αυτό είναι το πρώτο που βγήκε.
Δείχνει, δεν είναι η ώρα η... Όχι, άλλη.
Δεν πραγματική ώρα.
6:30.
Okay, let's restart it. I think we're trapped in our meaningless existence.
Έτσι. Αυτή είναι η ζωή. Έτσι.
Yeah, I think it's started.
Ιτήθηκε ο παίκτης. Ιτήθηκε.
Yeah. Let's try a little bit more και μετά πάμε στο καινούριο, στο sequel, reboot βασικά.
Wait, Stanley thought to himself. Am I sure that the orders stopped coming in? How is that possible? They never stopped. Surely I was mistaken.
Συνεχίζει.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Για να δω τώρα θα πει γι' αυτό.
Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley for the first time understood, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Το έχουμε ακολουθήσει ποτέ αυτό.
Νομίζω μία φορά.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Oh no.
Α. Ναι, δεν μπορούσα να
Τώρα κολλήσαμε στη λούπα με το αφεντικό και το υπόγειο πάλι.
γαμώτο.
Τα έχουμε κάνει όλα εδώ νομίζω.
Ναι, γενικά με πάω στο meeting room.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might... Oh no,
No.
Not again, I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please, take. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Α, εδώ
But
είναι η
Stanley just
επανάληψη.
couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post
τώρα
during
ξανά
work
αυτό.
hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy...
Yep, we did that. This is a suicide end. Οπότε, τα έχουμε δει. Εδώ είναι που με τα χαρτιά.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee
Άξις,
lounge
δεν κάναμε, δεν
first,
πέσαμε κάτω
just
στο
to
κενό
admire
εκεί
it.
στο...
Εκεί πάω.
Stanley felt lightheaded,
Πάλι κάτι
in his
καινούριο.
stomach, but eager
Every
to
time
get back
something
to
new.
business, Stanley took the
Πόσα
first
κάνανε,
open door on his
αναρωτιέμαι.
left.
Όχι όλα αστεία.
Και εδώ υπάρχει κάτι. Εδώ είναι τα weird endings. Αν πας εδώ και πας στο σανσέρ, είναι όλα τα περίεργα.
Οκ.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't 5 years
Για
ago.
κάτσε λίγο, περίμενε. Πήγαινε στην άκρη. Όχι εκεί, πήγαινε στην άκρη γενικά και δες πόσο είναι το βάθος.
It's not will cause death. Πολύ.
Ωραία. Πήδα.
Αυτό θα κάνω. Περίμενα.
Oh well, look who's got cold feet. Sorry to break it to you, Stanley, but that lift isn't coming back. You'd best either get comfortable right. But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Whoops, looks like I was wrong. How clumsy. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Well...
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, I think we've seen most of the endings by now.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open... This was not the correct way to the meeting room,
Yeah,
and
Mr.
Stanley
Pitora.
knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Yeah.
The lounge was grand, majestic, perhaps too majestic. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Okay, πάμε για τα weird endings.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Τα weird endings, weird endings.
Εδώ είναι ξέρεις πας και βλέπεις και καλά τα backstage.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go
αυτό.
From here, it's Oh no, no, it's to the right, my mistake.
Το μου κάνει να μην μπορείς να πας. Έλεγα πως μπορείς να τους κοροϊδέψεις.
Not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute?
Μ' αρέσει αυτό πάντως. Είναι στη φάση, όχι κάτσε, περίμενε, το έχω, περίμενε.
We went down, right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Yeah, sorry, my mistake.
No, 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 no. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick,
It's
Stanley.
a spoiler.
Yeah, because you have to be down there.
Okay. We just have to get back to Oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
From the top.
Again. I'm tired.
All of his co-workers
Oh.
were gone.
Δεν είχε
What could it
πόρτες.
mean? Stanley decided to go
Και
to the
πόρτες.
meeting room.
Ναι.
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Όχι. Πω. Τόσες επαναλήψεις θα έχω χάσει.
When Stanley... Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere, or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure
πάμε να
that it's
παίξουμε το
here
καινούριο.
somewhere.
Κάτσε, το μόνο που δεν κάναμε είναι να μπούμε στην κόκκινη πόρτα, όταν μας την έδειχνε με φωτεινά τέτοια.
Ναι, αλλά σε ποιο ήταν αυτό, δεν θυμάμαι σε ποιο από όλα ήταν.
I don't know.
Εδώ είναι που όπου και να πάμε όλα επικοινωνούν. Everything connects.
Ναι.
And everything brings you back to the same room. Wherever you go. In the back rooms. Yep.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Aww.
No adventure line yet.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Perhaps.
Τώρα θα υπάρχουν πόρτες. Yep, no doors.
Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we
Ναι, δεν ακολουθούσαμε το διάγραμμα με τα τέλη.
Let's see if we missed anything.
This is literally how we began the game. Το πρώτο τέλος που είδαμε.
Aha! I knew we'd missed something. The story.
The story.
No, wait, never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps. Now this... Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all.
I don't remember this
Is
place.
this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job. Oh, no, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time, I have to restart.
Fud you. And we have
All right, I've got a solution. To
Get
make
on
sure
me.
we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable adventure line. Just follow the line. How simple is that? You see, the line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny.
To Destiny.
Nope. Here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or
Δεν
put it another way,
ακολουθείς
is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, Are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me. Now, we both agree that the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence, right?
Oh my god, no, stop. No more philosophy.
My experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience of this office. Is this office, in fact, the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood. Cut the music. Go back and look at that fern.
Look at that fern.
Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember. Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
Θυμάμαι ότι υπάρχει ένα τέλος που απλώς κλειδώνεις μέσα στο γραφείο και δεν βγαίνεις. Και σου λέει ότι ο Stanley αποφάσισε να μείνει πάντα μέσα στο γραφείο. Οπ. Από εδώ ήρθαμε νομίζω. Α.
Oh, no, not again, Line. How could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore, to hell with it. Restart.
Άντε πάλι.
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's
You
it
know
about
what?
for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Ούτε να το ξέρω.
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
Αχ, ναι.
Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
Ωραίος ο narrator όμως. Μ' αρέσει πάρα πολύ.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door.
Αρχίζει η άδειά μου και είμαι χαρούμενος, λέει.
Γεια σου Φόκο!
Γεια σου Φόκο! Όντως, και εμείς κλαίμε γιατί η δικιά μας έχει τελειώσει.
Ναι, αυτό.
So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? Since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the
Η
door on
απάντηση
the
είναι
right
ξεκάθαρα
is
ναι,
the
δεν το
correct
συζητάμε
one.
αυτό έτσι.
Another victory
Σίγουρα.
for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny.
Πάμε στο πεπρωμένο!
Το confusion ending πάλι.
Ναι. Αλλά τώρα να ακολουθήσουμε μόνο το
What's
τέλος.
this?
Δεν νομίζω ότι είχαμε επιλογή.
The confusion ending.
Να βλέπεις πάλι, εδώ είμαστε ακριβώς.
That's what this is.
Μετά τι είναι, για να
One
δω.
giant ending, and we're supposed to restart the game eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get
Μήπως
to
να κάνεις μια
decide?
ιστορία με τον
Why don't I
Stanley
get a say in all of this? Is
και
it
τον
really-
narrator Φόκο.
No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it, I won't do it, I won't do it.
Έτσι, δεν το κάνω. Δεν
And
θέλω.
the timer clock stopped. Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay. I guess now we just wait, you know. I suppose in some way, this is a kind of story, wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure
μια
about the
ιστοριούλα.
destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destiny.
Με τίποτα.
So,
Είναι ώρα να κάνεις safe χωρίς να κάνεις λόγο.
now, we'll find out, won't we? Eventually.
Eventually.
Well, in the meantime, all of his co-workers were gone. What
Δεν
could it
θυμάμαι που ήταν η
mean?
κόκκινη πόρτα. Εγώ να
Stanley
παίξουμε το
decided
Ultra
to go to the
Deluxe.
meeting room. Perhaps
Είδαμε
he
σίγουρα το
was
80% των τέλων.
Ναι, οκ.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by.
Λοιπόν, πάμε στο Deluxe.
Οκ.
Γίνει στη σωστή οθόνη.
Είναι narrator. Σου κάνει παιχνίδια. Crows.
Δεν έχει ελληνικά.
Ήθελες πολύ.
Yes.
Μμμ.
Just now. Εκεί.
Εκεί. Είναι 12 και 36.
Το ίδιο. Λοιπόν, το Ultra Deluxe είναι περίπου το ίδιο. Έχει όλα τα τέλη του προηγούμενου.
Ναι.
Είναι super high definition, βλέπεις 1920 κτλ.
Μμμ.
Και έχει και πολλά έξτρα τέλη. Α, έχει και jump πλέον.
Α,
Έχει και auto walk, μάλιστα.
nice.
Begin. Let's see the Ultra Deluxe treatment.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on the keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-whipping, Stanley relished every moment of the orders,
Ακριβώς το ίδιο.
Ναι.
as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
But.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Όχι, κλείσει την πόρτα.
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility?
Μισό λεπτό. Εδώ πέρα το mouse είναι πολύ. Πού είναι sensitive?
Ευαίσθητο.
Ναι. Πολύ sensitive. Δεν
Ναι,
έχει.
όχι, δεν
Δεν
έχει.
έχει sensitivity.
Δεν έχει, όχι.
Πω.
Έλα, σε resume.
He had never been trained
Πολύ
for that.
γρήγορο.
No. This couldn't go anywhere except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait.
Just wait.
Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me.
Ugh.
In here I can be happy forever. I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come.
Αχ, ναι.
Eventually, someday, they would arrive.
Έτσι είναι και το πρώτο.
Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer.
Γεια σας, Ανθάνη.
Now it's even closer.
Τι τσάνι.
Here it comes.
Είχα σκάμ. Reloading. Okay, end number 1.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, τι μπορούμε να δούμε ακριβώς στα ίδια στο Super High Definition είναι να ψάξουμε για καινούρια τέλη. Αν και είχα δει ένα διάγραμμα για την καινούρια τέλη είναι... Πρέπει να έχεις διάγραμμα για να το βρεις. Πρέπει να κάνεις κάτι κουλά πράγματα.
Θες να το κοιτάξω?
Όχι τώρα. Ας παίξουμε λίγο να ακολουθήσουμε τις οδηγίες να δούμε το happy ending.
Α.
Yet there was not a single person.
Ας πω, κοίτα λίγο το γραφείο.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Nice.
Αυτό ακριβώς κάνουν στις εταιρείες.
Ναι. Καινούριο slider βάλαμε. Office party. No. Oh.
Number of slides on this slide. Okay, let's go. Crazy corporate truths. Aha!
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Α, κατάλαβε το walk. Πας στα αυτόματα εκεί που δείχνει το mouse.
Ναι.
Nothing.
Nothing at all.
Πάμε κάτω.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Ίσως να μας ρώτησε να το έχουμε παίξει για να τα αλλάξει.
Μπορεί.
Εντάξει, τώρα έχει και εσύ βλέπεις την καινούργια γραφικά.
Ναι, ναι, ναι.
Αυτό δεν άνοιγε πριν. What is this thing?
Τι? Business strategy.
Πάμε κάτω.
I don't know. Μουσικούλα. Stanley. Τα ξέρεις.
Σοβαρά. Όχι.
Είμαστε στο ίδιο μέρος.
Πρέπει να μην έχει σημασία ο πας. Θα ξαναπάω και κάτω.
Δοκίμασε.
Νομίζω θα γίνει το ίδιο, αλλά... Stanley.
Θα ξέρεις.
Stanley. Όχι, είναι Stanley.
Χαρτιά παντού εντωμεταξύ.
Πέντε όλα είναι αργά. Κάποια όλα είναι ραδιενεργά.
Α,
Το είναι
ναι,
normal.
φωσφορίζουνε.
Τώρα πατήσω το κουμπί για να σταματήσει.
Μάλλον.
Ναι.
Είσαι ακριβώς στο ίδιο μέρος, δεν είχε καμία σημασία.
Όπως το κουμπί.
Stepping into his manager's
περίμενε,
office,
στο πει.
Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of
Κοίτα
any
απλά τι
human
γράφει
life.
τριγύρω.
Shocked, Unraveled, Stanley wondered in
Certificate
disbelief
procrastinator,
who
είπε.
orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Only one way to go.
Yep.
Έχουμε αλλάξει όλα τα γραφικά.
Είναι ωραία.
Όχι, εννοώ και το sequence των γραφικών. Δεν έπρεπε στο high definition.
Descending deeper
Βάλα
into
φώτα
the
και δεν
building,
υπήρχαν.
Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Πάμε για το good ending.
Ναι. Στα spoilers.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life. Their true each bore the number of an employee.
Εκεί που έλεγε Fire, δεν λέγει κάτι άλλο κάπου αλλού.
The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen.
Γιατί?
And Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this
Περίμενε, να δες πάνω. Δεξιά. Δεξιά. Εκεί.
Τι που το δεν γράφει.
Δεν το ξέρω, είναι απλά μια δεύτερη οθόνη που είναι διαφορετική.
Οκ, weird.
Δεν παρατηρείς τίποτα.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time?
Yes.
Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible?
Is it even
Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Ναι, γιατί σου είχε δύο κουμπιά, on and off. Τώρα εδώ στο τέλος εννοώ.
Όχι, διακόπτεις τα.
But here was the
Τον έβαζε
proof,
στο...
the heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place.
Offline,
and as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Να, βλέπεις είναι δύο κουμπιά.
What's his on?
Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control?
Yes.
Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're going to die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These buttons, or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? One soul? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is?
Στο το 5.
Ναι, με τη σειρά.
1-2-5.
But here's a
5-4-3-2-1.
That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No end. Just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life? Or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it or don't. It's all the same to me, all part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever after.
Νομίζω είναι απλώς για να σε...
Καλά, ναι.
Τικάρει. Is it over? Yeah. Χάσαμε το happy ending.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Though coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck.
Amazing.
He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Θες οπωσδήποτε το happy ending,
Ναι, θέλω να το δώσω σε αυτό. Το Minecraft ending και όλα τα άλλα ήταν κάτω, Όλο το περίεργο.
Ναι.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Ή εδώ στο escape.
Μετά, θα πάμε και στο escape μετά. Οκ.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Δεν έχουμε νερό,
Όχι, αλλά μπορεί να φύγει.
Πώς να φέρεις. Τα έχουμε δει όλα αυτά.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof, the heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Σε περιμένω. Πατάω το off. Πατάω το off.
Το off, ναι.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over?
Was it over? Is it over?
Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine?
Κάτσε, αυτά δεν τα έλεγε πριν.
What other mysteries did this strange building hold?
Είναι για να σου πει να πας στα άλλα
As
τέλη.
sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
Ναι.
Γιατί ξαναπέζεις το παιχνίδι παρόλα αυτά.
Ναι.
Ενώ σου λέει τώρα είσαι ελεύθερος να φύγεις. Πολύ πιο ωραία φυσικά.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Αχ, ναι.
Πάμε πάλι.
But not for long.
Πάμε στο escape route τώρα. Εκεί πέρα είναι η πόρτα, η κόκκινη.
Α, βγήκε καινούργια achievement του που λέει Beat the game.
Το βγήκε achievement που λέει
All
Get
this
an
talk
achievement.
was gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply
Για
missed
δες
a
εδώ την
memo.
κουμπά. Δεξιά, δεξιά. Όπως πήγαινες, εδώ δεξιά. I hate Mondays. New content!
Oh, new content? What does that mean? New content?
Μήπως όχι, να πάμε ακόμα εκεί.
Λες.
Ναι, πάμε να φύγουμε.
When Stanley came to a set of two open
Ναι, ναι, ας δούμε
doors, he
πρώτα το
entered the door on
προηγούμενα.
his left.
Ας το κάνουμε μία. Να δούμε πώς τα έχουν φτιάξει.
Όπως θα παίξουμε άλλη μια ώρα, δηλαδή όλα τα εντύμια.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
2-8-4-5.
The moment he entered his manager's office, Stanley froze in his tracks. Not a living soul anywhere. Could he really be all? Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming new age music.
Στη φάση, αντί να μιλά, θα ακούς μουσικούλα.
Έτσι.
How about that?
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Ό,τι και να γίνει θα μας κάτω.
Yeah, you cannot press up. Αυτό προσπαθώ να πατήσω τόσο ώρα. Okay, let's see where Stanley goes. He will escape the fate.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Εδώ είναι πόρτα, όχι.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Για να δούμε. Ουί!
The end is never the end is never the end is never. Exactly the same almost.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no
Εδώ δεξιά,
loss,
μεταξύ, δεν
like
μπορείς να
cutting
πας,
the eyeballs
κάνεις
of a
jump.
blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Farewell, Stanley. Bye.
Another narrator.
Farewell, Stanley, cried
The narrator of the
as
narrator.
Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Άλλη narrator είναι αυτή.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever.
Αχ, ναι.
What exactly did the narrator think he was going to
Α, εδώ
accomplish?
το μουσείο.
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes
Exactly the same.
meaningless,
As
making
in the
life
first.
the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Αλλά τι είχαμε κάνει πριν, να μην κάνουμε το ίδιο λάθος. Πριν κάτι είχαμε κάνει και πεθάναμε. Warzone.
Χα! Καλό! Η τέμπρετε τι λέει, making fun.
Of people who like shooters.
Α, έλες. Ενώ θα κάνουν το Minecraft, ας πούμε, τα Portal.
It's a big, big museum. And making of the game. Πώς το φτιάξαμε.
Αυτό.
Οκ, άρα πεθαίνεις όντως. Μάλιστα.
Λέει.
Καπιμπάρας. Τίποτα. Email που έστειλε ο κόσμος στην εταιρεία.
Οκ.
Μου αρέσει το έχουν κάνει σε πραγματικό μουσείο, έχουν ρίξει πολλή δουλειά.
Ναι.
Just like a real museum. ...2011, 2012, 2013. Αυξάνεται και πληθύνεται.
Ναι, το κάνανε λίγο πιο ρεαλιστικό γραφείο. Οκ. Α, το Minecraft. Τι λέει εκεί.
Πού? Πού το
Α, όχι,
είδες?
ήτανε που φεύγεις έξω.
Ναι.
Οκ.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
Νομίζω δεν υπάρχει αυτόν άλλο να πάμε.
Αριστερά από εδώ που είσαι. Που έχει για τον narrator τα τέτοια. The lounge.
Τα outtakes.
Stanley stood on the Where?
Όχι, δεν έχει κανένα άλλο.
Οκ.
Η μόνη έξω στο μουσείο είναι να πατήσουμε το off.
Οκ, then.
Πώς πήγαμε εκεί, δεν?
Εδώ είναι η κεντρική αίθουσα.
Α, έχει και τα extra credits. Έτσι που κάναμε αυτή τη version. Πού πήγαμε, το έχασα πάλι. Όλο πανώ.
Πάνω. Go on.
I'm going.
Όλα
I'm
ευθεία.
going. Καλησπέρα, DeathGR.
Γεια!
Ναι, πολύ καλό. Αυτό είναι το remake, το reboot που παίζουμε τώρα. Πριν παίξαμε το original, το πρώτο. Αυτό είναι το Ultra Deluxe που λέγεται. Νομίζω αυτή την ώρα λένε καλησπέρα ακόμα.
Ναι.
Off.
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen.
Αχ, ναι.
But listen to me. You can still save those two. You can stop the program before they both
Μιλάει κατευθείαν μεταξύ σένα.
push escape and
So
press
back to-
quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only
Quit!
true choice.
Θες να κάνω quit του menu.
Γιατί?
If you do choose it, don't let time choose for you. Don't let
Αου. Λοιπόν, αυτό το Ultra Deluxe είναι το ίδιο με το original με super high definition γραφικά. Συν έχουν βάλει νομίζω 12 έξτρα τέλη από τα 20 πόσα είχε το original, 25 δεν θυμάμαι.
Just a step through this door, Stanley thought to himself. That's all I need.
Ωχ,
If I can make it through this door, I can make it through
Περίμενε
them
λίγο.
all.
Τι.
Είχε άλλο, λέει άλλα πράγματα τώρα.
Ναι, από κάθε φορά λέω πράγματα. δεν θυμάσαι.
Όχι.
Θες να δούμε τα νέα τέλη. Ποια είναι τα νέα τέλη.
Οκ.
Ας δείξουμε κανένα νεότερο στο
Oh,
chat.
new content? What does that mean, new content?
Τώρα πήγαμε στο escape,
Πριν πήγαμε στο
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers.
το βγάλε και σε κονσόλες. Μπράβο.
The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over.
Okay.
Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Γιατί μπορούν.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content. Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
An adventure!
Πρέπει να πατήσω κάτι.
Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere? Oh, here we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
Destiny awaits.
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if the... Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
Τι λέει?
All right, let's see it.
The jump circle.
The jump circle?
Τα μετράει!
Να μπορείς να πηδήξεις μόνο. Θα βγω από εδώ, δεν μπορώ πια. Το έχω ενεργοποιήσει μόνο εδώ μέσα.
Γαμάτο! Just jump your heart out.
Είναι αυτό, ξέρεις και καλά. Συνεχίζει το μετακομμέντα.
Ναι.
Σε τι κάνεις ό,τι σου λένε. Και ναι, θα κάνω ό,τι μου λένε.
Αυτό ήτανε.
New content, το jump.
Γεια συνέχιση.
Is that it?
Αυτό λέω κι εγώ.
Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
Είδες. There has to be something else.
Goodness. Another elevator.
Oh.
Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh wait, there's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see.
Το ξέρα.
I'm ready for whatever it is.
1000 γλάστρια. Thank you for enjoying it.
That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
What do you say, friend?
Friend. Αυτό που σε κάνει reset χωρίς να έχεις καμία επιλογή.
Έτσι, ναι. Oh!
New
It
shit.
is different. Είδες την εικόνα που κρεμάει εδώ, την εικόνα.
Είναι ο παλιός διάδρομος.
Ναι!
Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to
Από
show
εκεί,
you
από εκεί
something.
συνεχίζεις κανονικό. Ένα στο... Τι είναι εκεί κάτω. Α,
Coffee nut.
that was it.
Όχι, κάτσε.
Α, ήταν loading, δεν λέει
Okay,
loading.
you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it
Εγώ
got me
φτιάξα
thinking
καινούριο.
about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something
Αυτό.
special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look. I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
Really now?
You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October of 2013 when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something.
Money.
Oh, the waste.
Τα πρώτα λεφτά του Stanley Parable και έτσι.
Α, το Suicide.
Ναι. Όχι το Suicide, η τρέλα.
Ναι, the crazy, sorry. Μα από έτσι θα τρελαίνεσαι και πηγαίνεις.
Καλά, ναι.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them. And now, it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
Τι είναι ένα ώρα, 5 λεπτά είναι.
Το original και εκεί κάτω. Memories on maintenance.
Δεν μπορώ να πάω.
Εδώ αριστερά τι φωτογραφία είναι ο Stanley. Person of the year. Οι εικόνες μ' αρέσουν πάντως, να ξέρεις.
Here's
Που βάζει
another
φωτογραφία
moving
του
passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone, to spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
Οι πόρτες.
Δεν μπορώ να πάω εκεί.
The serious room. Ναι, πρέπει να σε πάει αυτός.
These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again. Wait. Hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here?
Steam.
Oh no. Oh, God, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
Yeah, surely. Για να δούμε.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
Μ' αρέσει που δεν βλέπεις ποτέ τα θετικά.
While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, there's some preaching that gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can.
Honestly, you
goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me.
Huh.
I always, well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it, well, I always thought it did. But maybe it wasn't.
Oh
dear.
Oh dear.
What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks are my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered. What's this one got to say?
Cookie night.
You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customers.
Anything for the customers.
A skip button we shall have. And here it is. Go ahead. Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal... Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go... Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes. It's not unendurable by any means, but it's, well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But at any rate, I do suggest that we not press the button again. I think the skip button has been Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer. And my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone.
Yes.
I've looked at it from every angle. I've checked every one of those walls 1,000 times. And there's no door. There's
Stanley.
There's just you and the button, and if you keep pressing it, Stanley, you're back. You're back.
Did you forget a line?
Goodness, I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time. Just sitting here. Not a single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right?
Σίγουρα είναι από αρνητικούς οι χρήστες, είμαι 100% σίγουρος. Και αυτά είναι πραγματικά reviews που τα πήραν copy-paste. Το πιστεύω ακράδαντα.
Και εγώ το πιστεύω. Το πιστεύω την αλήθεια. Νομίζω ήταν το καινούριο του content για αυτούς. Ήταν στη φάση there it is, right there.
Oh, hello, it's you. You're here again, welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time, I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret. There is only the turning wheel of missed
opportunity. Μπορείς να ξαναβείς να δεις γύρω-γύρω τι γίνεται.
Nothing at all but regret for the longest time, Stanley. Days, months. I lost it all in a blur of the deepest longing to undo the past. And when that feeling had begun to subside, what took its place is what I can only describe as the collapse of every moment I...
Πόσο skip.
Δεν σου μιλάει καν τώρα. Δεν σου μιλάει καν. He's gone. He's gone.
Το ξυπνητήρι.
I guess.
Το ορολόγι είναι.
they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency, it's the lack of accountability. It's the unwillingness to examine with an uncompromising heart the words that they are speaking into the world. As though there were no consequences for a lack of cohesion in one's assessment of others. But of course, absolutely anyone can leave a review. So here's what we get. We get these demands that seek everything and are accountable to nothing. We get a world where someone will say, oh, there should be a skip button. You should be able to freeze Stanley in place while the narrator sits there forever and ever. We want all of this in the new Stanley Parable. We demand it. And then, because it was said, because it was spoken, now it simply has to happen. The most immediate desires, every single thing demanded by every person at every moment in time. If someone wants it, then it's a crime not to bring it into being. Have we been given to indulging every...
Δεν άντεξες. Φυσικά.
The end is never the end, is never the end, is
τρελάθηκε, δεν αντέχει άλλο.
never the end, is 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 never.
Okay.
Creepy. Ω, εσύ είσαι, λέω και εγώ. Πάτε το.
Νομίζω εδώ θα είμαστε για... Ω!
Κάτσε, κάτι έγινε. Για ας να δω λίγο.
Αρχίζει και παίρνει deterioration στο τέτοιο.
Περάσαν τα χρόνια. Ξημέρωσε.
Δεν υπάρχει πια ο Stanley. Για και την άλλη άκρη του ματιού.
Από εδώ.
Ναι.
Τίποτα.
Α, είναι απλά το... Δεν υπάρχει narrator πια. Δεν υπάρχει narrator πια. We broke the narrator.
We broke time.
Τι σκατά. Στο διάστημα είμαστε τώρα. Πόσες χιλιετηρίδες περάσανε. Τώρα δεν υπάρχει ούτε καν ήχος.
Για πάντα το.
Δεν υπάρχει πια το κουμπί. This is so weird.
Α, κάτι άνοιξε, τέλος.
Δεν υπάρχει τίποτα πια.
Πάει και θα πάνε όλα. Πάει και το memory zone. Θα μας πει ότι κατά τα άλλα χρόνια μετά ξεχάστηκαν όλα.
Ναι.
Όπου, this is deep.
This is so deep. Go to the light.
Εγώ να πάω, νομίζω θα τελειώσει ποτέ απλώς.
Ναι, that's true. Όπου κάτι βλέπω στον ορίζοντα μου φαίνεται. Μάλλον το ίδιο μέρος που κάνεις κύκλους. Αυτό. That was it.
Και νομίζω είδαμε ακόμα ένα φινάλε.
Someone was following Stanley. He was sure of it. If he checked over his shoulder now, he would surely catch them. It was only a matter of time.
New content.
Oh, good. You noticed my sound. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
Γαμάτο. Πινακίδες που βάζω κάθε φορά. Μ' αρέσουν πάρα πολύ.
Ξέρεις το νέο, ναι.
Ναι. Μ' αρέσει τα φωτάκια. Είναι φωτάκια.
Το που σας αρέσει αυτό το παιχνίδι. Τόσο θα σ' αρέσει.
Μ' αρέσουν αυτά τα παιχνίδια.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever the Stanley Parable 2.
Τι! The end is never the end again.
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
Τι λέει?
They'll pack the two doors.
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
Αυτό! Που λέει αυτό το σημαντικό.
Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, then surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
New content.
Δεν μπορώ να πάω να το δω.
New features.
Εντάξει, δώσανε ρέστα τελικά.
Reassurance bucket.
Try out some of the new features.
The button that says the name.
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want?
Too big to
And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person. Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role-play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim. I want you to imagine yourself Jim. Whoa, hold on. I wasn't finished setting up the backstory. If you don't properly roleplay as Jim, then you'll never understand the impact of this button. Otherwise, it's just a stupid button that says somebody else's name. Okay, we're doing it again, and this time let me finish first. Now, allow yourself to become Jim. Imagine yourself driving to work as Jim, playing frisbee on the weekends as Jim, staying up all night for a popcorn and horror movie sleepover as Jim, developing a crippling substance addiction as Jim, rediscovering yourself through fringe religious groups as Jim, and finally dying a slow death at an old age, surrounded by members of your cult. Do you feel it in your soul? Are you really, truly Jim right now? If so, then please step forward and press the button. Jim. Yes! You see? What a thrill! What a rush! That was you!
That was you!
The button described you! Do it again! Do it again! Jim. Ooh, it hits even harder the second time. If this were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money. Let's take a break from the Jim button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation.
Personal validation.
Δοκίμασε τις πόρτες. Με το αριστερό κλικ είναι. Μάλλον δεν θα ανοίξουν. Θα το ξαναπατήσει να φύγουμε. Πάμε με το υπόλοιπο μέρος, έχει κι άλλα. Δεν νομίζω ότι θα ανοίγει τίποτα, πάμε στις ανοιχτές.
I suppose I could allow only people named Jim to play the Stanley Parable too. That would actually save me the work of finishing this feature. An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes, it would go at the end of the, well, we'll figure that out later.
Infinite Hall. Collectibles.
New and Teaser Achievement. Περίμενε. Give it to me.
Wait.
Πάμε κάτω. Free Achievement λέει.
Get it here.
Όχι, εκείνη το Infinite Hall.
Ναι, το ξέρω, απλά... It just works.
Now, here's something special. You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yes. You see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the achievement will be given to you. It's as simple as that. Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the achievement is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley.
Είχε ένα δίωρο διαφορετικό, ναι, αυτό ακριβώς.
To at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
We hear you.
Πάμε πάλι.
Τα backrooms, τρέλα.
Πάμε στο Infinite Hall ή να το αφήσουμε για τελευταίο.
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
No screenshots.
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with?
Ποιο θες?
Get Well Someday.
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Happy 12th birthday, step niece, it is.
Γιατί έτσι.
Και αλλάξουν και όλες οι εικόνες.
Ναι.
Merchandise.
Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision, we're moving on.
Τι θες να πούμε?
The reassurance bucket.
Okay.
Να σου πω, πάρτε την καρέκλα σου.
Μετά.
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket.
It's coming.
See, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for games than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try. Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person. The benefits of the bucket seem to go on and on, don't they? All this and more awaits you in the Stanley Parable 2.
Μαζί με το bucket.
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game?
3-4.
That really should be an award if it isn't already.
Το Infinite Hall δεν ήταν. Πάμε στο Infinite Hall. Το κάνω. Όπα.
Ναι. Μήπως ήταν εκεί δεξιά. Όχι.
Δεν είχε. Εδώ δεξιά είναι. Εδώ μέσα είναι το Infinite Hall. Περόλα también rojas. Δεν κοιτάς λίγο το σημείο του?
Ναι. Αχ, δεν με αφήνει να κάνω κόπη. Περίμενε.
Θα το κάνω εγώ.
Όχι.
Just a minute, Rafael. Δεν μιλάμε πορτογαλικά.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is in fact a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium.
Α, μαργαριτάρι επίσης κόκκινο.
Τι? Πέσουμε.
Ναι.
Vamos.
Το bucket που βλέπεις το bucket. Oh.
You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top and we can continue onward.
Το θες? Ή να τα αφήσουμε?
Now, I don't mean to be a bummer, but I do recommend you use the teleport button to go back to the top. Maybe do it on the sooner rather than later spectrum of things.
Α, έχει γίνει πιο μικρή η τέτοια. Πας και πας και πας.
Περίμενε λίγο.
Okay, Stanley, I don't know quite how to say this tactfully, but it's possible that I slightly exaggerated the infinite nature of the hole. Is it a very, very deep hole? To be certain it is. It's an extremely deep hole. I don't want anyone to say that it isn't an astonishingly deep hole. It is. Is it infinite?
Υπάρχει Infinite Hall.
Well, that sort of depends on your definition of
Κοκκίδα στο
infinity.
τέλος.
From one perspective, the infinite is merely philosophical in nature. It's
Α,
more
πλέον.
Okay, well, good for you. You found the bottom of the hole.
Τσιγάρα.
You found me out, Stanley. I'm a liar and a cheat, and you're so clever.
You mug.
Look, I think the issue here is just that you're unusually fascinated by falling. What normal person actually wants to fall infinitely? I figured the hole was as deep as anyone would actually need. Don't you put this on me. Maybe you're the problem.
You're the problem.
Look, the things got a little heated there. I think we both said some things we didn't mean. Why don't we just put all this behind us and agree to just call the hole mostly infinite? If that works for you, then go ahead and press the teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole and we can move on. I'll just be up here when you're ready.
Okay.
Right, now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my... Oh, fuck. You see, I was right. The problem is you. The problem is that you like holes too much. Not normal.
Wing, wing.
A normal person would have said, yep, that's an infinite hole right there. Goes on forever till the end of time. Don't need to see it all, but not you. Oh, no, 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 no.
Αν ποιος είναι το μοτόρα.
Oh. Did the hole seem even shorter to you this time? I couldn't help but feel like you spent a little less time in there than you did before. I mean, admittedly, I didn't make an infinite hole. I didn't think it was that not infinite. Well, I suppose once again there's nothing to do here. If you decide you've had enough of the hole, you can hit the teleport button and come join me up above. Had enough? I'm positively thrilled. I really do have so gosh. How could I have guessed? You're back in the hole. If this starts to become a thing where...
Oh.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. I'm starting to become extremely certain that the hole is not only not infinite, but that it's growing steadily less and less infinite. I suspect that I'm starting to hit the point where it's no longer feasible to call the hole infinitely deep, even by the lax overall standards for accountability. What's going on here? Stanley, I have no explanation for the uncertain nature of the hole's length. Here, let's try something. Let's pop back up to the top, and we'll see if it gets any shorter. Well, there it is. The shame of my lie has come to haunt me. Not only is the hole not infinite, but it's barely even a hole at this point. It's more of a concavity, or even a very aggressive divot.
Γιατί όχι.
How is this still appealing to you? I know you're obsessed with holes, but at this depth, I just can't see this scratching the itch. Oh, who am I to judge? You just do whatever it is you're here to do and hit the teleport button when you're ready to move on. Is the teleport button not working? You sure? Well, I mean, I really don't have an explanation. It was working just a moment ago. Still nothing. Well, I suppose there is one thing I can do to fix this.
Can I restart?
Goodbye, Stanley.
Goodbye, Stanley.
You wouldn't dare to be away from the hole, and now you'll get more time with it than you could ever have asked for. It's a win for everyone. You get to be with the hole. I get to do literally anything else. Take care, Stanley.
Bye, Stanley.
I hope you and the hole have a wonderful rest.
Φεύγει όντως. Bye, Stanley.
Oh, she's so short now. Δεν μπορούμε να κάνουμε τίποτα, μην το κουνείς πολύ.
Και επειδή πέσαμε στην πίτα. Ω, τι κάνει έτσι.
Κοίτα κάτω. Εκεί. Ας το εκεί να βλέπουμε τι γίνεται. Oh, you look so short now.
I am the short waifu. I am the short waifu. I am so short.
Oh my god, το χρειαζόμουν αυτό. Δεν είναι για πολλές ώρες.
Και απομακρύνεται το φως. Πλάκα έχει.
Τι θες να βάλω?
Όποιο να είναι, ξέρω.
Αυτό.
Έχεις δίκιο.
Βλέπουμε το πρόσωπο του για πρώτη φορά.
Ναι. Δηλαδή μου πάει την τάση.
Μάλλον το μουσικία.
Ναι, γιατί είναι το πώς νιώθεις για την τρύπα. Change reality. Γιατί έτσι. Change reality, εδώ. Change the shape. Oh! Climation. Γιατί όχι. Oh! Τώρα change reality. Α, δεν αλλάζει εκεί.
That's the best game.
Stanley!
Oh.
Stanley! Oh good, you're awake. It seems you had sort of dozed off there, drifting away into dreamland.
Oh fuck you.
But we can't have that, Stanley. Because this hole is just so darn fascinating that I want you to be wide awake for every second of it. I don't want to miss a single moment. So how about if I just pop in from time to time and wake you up to keep you really truly focused on the hole? from the looks of things, you and I will have many, many years on this road. Stay alert, Stanley.
Stay alert.
I'll be back. Toodle-pip.
Toodle-pip.
No.
Άντε πάλι. Άντε πάλι.
No. It was nice, but not again.
Εντάξει, δεν στο κάνω αυτό, εντάξει. No, let me. You tell me.
Πάει για που θες. Γιατί να σου βγάζει.
Here we are. Go on. Try out some of the new features.
Πήγαμε εδώ. Εδώ δεξιά.
Νομίζω πήγαμε. Το epilogue.
Ναι. Προχώρη, δεν είχαμε αυτό.
Με το bucket.
Και γίνει αριστερά λίγο να δούμε. Collectibles, ok.
Ναι, το είδαμε αυτό. Εδώ, περίμενε. Mostly Infinite Hall.
Settings Gold Chamber, πάμε πάνω.
Mostly Infinite Hall.
Κλειστό.
Merch εκεί.
Περίμενε, πίσω ταμπέλες. Πάμε. Και αριστερά. Και που λέει collectibles πάνω. Α, exit. There's an exit. Νομίζω τα έχουμε δει όλα.
Can you find them? Τι λέει εδώ? Collect them all.
Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
Όλοι πάλι θα πάρουνε. Δεν έχει τίποτα πίσω,
Δεν ξέρω, για πήγαινα να δούμε. Όχι, για. Όχι, τίποτα.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
Κύριε χάρτης, you're here. Jump circle, map, free achievement, merge settings, office decoration, epilogue, collectibles. Τα είδαμε όλα.
Πάμε στην έξοδο.
Από εδώ.
Ναι. Okay, this is a weird map.
All right, have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready to move on now?
Τι κάνεις?
Εκεί βλέπω.
Α, περίμενε. Τίποτα.
Έχουμε και το bucket τώρα, δεν μπορούμε και να θέλαμε.
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience. Okay, are you ready? Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2. Well, I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on, let me do a different arrangement.
Oh.
Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go, version 2. Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they wouldn't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2. Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
Έκανε τέτοιο, νομίζω ότι θέλω.
Oh,
nice.
Τι λες τώρα? That's much better.
Ναι.
I like it. Πατάω.
This is the story.
Με skip. Χρησιμοποίησε το skip.
But now
All
the
his
new features.
co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Stanley picked up the bucket.
Το collectible δεν βλέπω.
Tastefully, of course.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
Περίμενε.
And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful the bucket turned out to be. No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting, and so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
Έπρεπε.
Με τον κουβά όμως.
Oh, good Stanley. I'm glad you found your way here. I knew you'd find this place adventurous.
Oh my god.
You see, your friends and I are concerned for you, Stanley. We've come together here because we care about you very much.
Το broom closet τους αρέσει.
The bucket you're carrying around everywhere. The bucket isn't even from the original Stanley Parable. It's just sequel content. We're the ones that matter, Stanley. Classic characters from the first game, like the adventure line and the broom closet. Because that's what fans want from a sequel. They want more of their favorite jokes, not this bucket that they've never seen before. Yes, I know I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but you're spending too much time with it. Don't you want another story involving the adventure line? We could make the adventure line go somewhere new. Yes, yes, that's what the fans want. Let's do it.
Oh.
Whee! Look at that wacky line. Who knows where it'll go off to next? Oh, and it played some silly music as well.
It's the music from the first game.
Now this is what the Stanley Parable is all about. Don't you remember all those great jokes from the original dialogue? Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers. Yes, it's as classic now as it was back then. Let's do it for the fans, Stanley. Let's give them more content exactly like this. But if we want to do that, you're going to have to give something up.
Like the bucket. Oh.
Don't you get it, Stanley? We need to get rid of the bucket. That's why I'm very proud to introduce a brand new character. This is the Bucket Destroyer. I think it'll make a wonderful new addition to the rich lore of the Stanley Parable. True, it also was not in the original game, but it's such a well-fleshed-out character with so much personality that to me it already feels as though it's been part of the cast all along. Don't you agree?
The bucket has to go.
Can you guess what the Bucket Destroyer does? Surely you don't need me to spell it out for you. Go ahead now, Stanley.
Όσο έχεις μια επιλογή να κρατήσεις τον κουβά να
And then
φύγεις.
pop it into the machine when you're ready.
Τι θες?
Πέρα το μόνο, πες το διάλογο.
Now listen to me. It's crucial that you give it the bucket. I don't know what the Bucket Destroyer will do if it can't destroy your bucket. Destroying buckets is all it knows. That is its singular personality trait. Sure, I can hear you saying, how does a character with only one personality trait deserve to join the pantheon of beloved Stanley Parable characters? Well, you see, if you were to really explore the Bucket Destroyer, you would see that its desire to crush buckets is so densely loaded with complexity and nuance that it's really like 10 personality traits. What other object in this game can you even say that about? The broom closet? Certainly not. I wonder what sort of Bucket Destroyer merchandise the fans will be clamoring for after this. Okay, the Bucket Destroyer is getting very upset now. You'll have to hurry and feed it. We can't get back to the classic Stanley Parable characters like the Adventure Line or the Bucket Destroyer until you crush that damn bucket. Quickly now, the fans are waiting. Do it, the fans, Stanley. Give the fans what they want. Hurry and...
Ow. Loading. Καλησπέρα,
Destroyer.
Ταφέτα.
Creation. You had so much potential.
You had so much
we were going to do
potential.
such marvelous things with you, tell such spellbinding stories about you. All of it squandered now.
All because of the
Goodbye,
bucket.
new friend. For the moment in time that you were here, you were magnificent.
Αυτό. Περίμενε.
Loading, of course.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Χωρίς το bucket
What
τώρα.
did it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Ούτε new content.
The bucket has to go.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Τι θες να κάνεις?
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Yeah.
Wow. Yes. This room. What a beautiful room. What a gorgeous room. Thank God. Eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Περίμενε τώρα, για δες κάτω πάλι, θα σε σκοτώσει εδώ κάτω, θα σε σκοτώσει.
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Good job, Stanley.
Πάμε πάλι. Τι ήταν εκείνο το, δεν υπήρχε εκείνο παλιά. Πάμε πάλι.
Το τηλέφωνο.
Πιο απ' όλα.
Ένα τηλέφωνο χτυπάει. Αριστερά. Όχι! Αριστερά!
Αυτό.
Ή αυτό ή αυτό. Και άρχισε να πιάσει τα τηλέφωνα.
Hello. This is a recorded message scheduled either by you or a person in your place of work. The purpose of this message is to warn you about the dangers of recorded messages. If at any time you believe you are listening to a recorded message, please terminate it immediately and cease all flow of information from the recorded message into your perceptual sphere. Thank you, and have a pleasant day.
Αυτό. The bucket is still there.
Δεν το ξαναπαίρνω, όχι.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was sublime, a work of art. What was it but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Yep.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Να το. Οπ. Αυτό δεν υπήρχε παλιά. Οπ, collectible.
Collectible.
You found one of them. one of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried.
Stop!
So,
Skip!
I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
Περίμενε. Κοίτα καλά γύρω.
Ah, you were right.
Είδες!
Loading. Oh.
Stanley had now gotten himself so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path.
Τα recorded messages.
You didn't think I was actually just a recording, did you? What a silly and trite explanation that would be.
Επειδή το τηλέφωνο.
Between you and me, all the absurd adventures we've been through, and it all turns out I'm just a tape recording. It was all just in Stanley's head. I bet that's the kind of twist you think is revelatory. I bet each and every time you watch a movie where it turns out all to be in the main character's imagination, you must absolutely bolt off the couch in pure shock at the phenomenal and intricate storytelling. It must be so simple to be you. Life being an unending waterfall of surprises and delights. How much more exciting you must find the world than the rest of us do. Now I've become sad. Look what you've done to me. This is all your fault.
Πάλι.
Σιγά.
Θα το σταματήσουμε. Είμαι σίγουρος ότι έχει και άλλα τέλη, αλλά...
Περίμενε. Θέλουμε να δούμε και άλλα τέλη.
Απλώς νηστάζω πολύ.
Θες να το πάρω εγώ?
Πάλι θα νηστάζω.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Oh. Bottom text. Maybe we are the collectibles, αριστερά. There will be a reward for finding them all. Trust the completionist instinct. Agenda. How can you tell you've spotted one? What makes them float in the air? Who took these pictures? We need more planks. Τι λέει εκεί? We can do it. Follow clues. Από το 416. Thank you. Good luck. Συνέχισε. Από τον employee 416 λέει. Mission status. Inside the sequel exhibit. A large room. Lots of boxes. Stairs. Something to do with stairs. Somewhere both red and blue. Nearby fireplace. A private but smelly place for an important person. 5. There be. Just take. From me. Gotta collect them all. Looks like 427. What? Places to search. Is this some kind of game? There must be a point.
Περίμενε λίγο.
I want to go. I want to go home. I want them so much.
Περίμενε λίγο. Πάμε στα γρήγορα.
Μ' αρέσει. Deterioration κατευθείαν. Oh no!
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Another miniature Stanley figurine. This, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini-stands?
Mini-stands.
Stanley figs. What about Stanlerines? Yes, I think I like that. Another Stanlerine.
Stanlerines. Συνεχίζουμε εδώ ή πάνω?
Αν συνεχίσεις εδώ, όχι. Δώσ' μου λίγο. Θες να δεις το crazy ending?
Όχι, δεν είναι απαραίτητο. Πες μου. Τι κάνουμε?
Πρέπει να πάμε στο θετικό.
Πάμε στο θετικό. Το πήραμε το collectible, οπότε.
Και βάλε 2-8-4-5.
Okay, I think we all know the drill by now. Blah, blah, blah. Dark secrets, the keypad. Stanley pushes some buttons. Oh, hey, look, it's a new passageway.
Κατευθείαν το βάλει μόνος του. Περίμενε λίγο. Εδώ. Όχι, κάπου εδώ πρέπει να είναι. Για πήγαινε ευθεία. Εδώ πάμε κανένα. Να το. Να το.
Okay, I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlies. What do you think, Stanley? What name better encapsulates the intrinsic sense of happiness that you get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by 1? Let me sit on it. I'm sure it will come to me.
Περίμενε. Outside of... Περίμενε, δώσ' μου. Και το άλλο εδώ κοντά είναι. Είναι ακόμα ανοιχτή η πόρτα. Α, έχει κλείσει αμόν. Να ξαναξεκινήσουμε το παιχνίδι.
I guess we could, να πας στο τέλος.
Α, θες να το ξαναξεκινήσουμε...
Οργανικά.
Οργανικά, όλα ξεκινήσουμε έτσι.
Okay.
Και πάμε πάλι στο γραφείο του αφεντικού, θυμάσαι? Πώς να
All
πάμε?
of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Να πάμε με το
Perhaps he had
packet.
simply missed a memo.
Όχι, όχι. Δεν πρέπει.
When
Left.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Ωχ! Κοίτα, 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 κοίτα. Somewhere was light and
Ναι,
blue.
ναι, εκεί πάμε. Τώρα πάμε στο αφεντικό.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Οκ.
Οκ, περίμενα τώρα. Εδώ λέει έχει μια τουαλέτα του αφεντικού.
Α,
Να τι. Δεν την είχαμε βρει. Α, δεν υπήρχε στο ένα παιχνίδι.
δεν σ' άφηνε να μπεις.
You're getting close now, Stanley. You've nearly gotten all of the Figler-Anlerines.
Figler-Anlerines.
You'll collect the last one, and then the first number will equal the second number, and that will be it.
Δώσ' μου λίγο.
We'll be different people by then. Different in the sense that we used to have none of them, and now we have them all. You can't go back to when you had no Figler-Anlerines. None of us can.
Τι λέει, τι λέει.
Mine's for stealing, but no. The lovely person. Okay.
Somewhere both red and blue.
Είναι εκεί το red blue door που δεν μπορούσαμε να βρούμε την άλλη φορά. Θυμάσαι που ψάχναμε. Α, εντάξει, να ξεκινήσουμε το παιχνίδι. Τώρα θα πάμε. Oh.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Oh no.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Περίμενα τώρα.
Το...
Εκεί που είναι το ασανσέρ, εκείνο που πηγαίνει απέναντι, είναι στα δεξιά, δεν είναι εκεί.
Ναι, αυτό είναι δεξιά.
Ωραία, πάμε δεξιά.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley for the first time understood true happiness. Then the feeling went away, and he felt sad again. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Πάω αριστερά.
Όχι, όλα ευθεία δεν είναι, το κάργο. Το κάργο πού είναι?
Ελευθεία.
Να, εκεί. Ωραία, δώσ' μου λίγο.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't 5 years ago.
Πρέπει να πηδήξουμε εδώ πάλι. Θα κυνηγεί την πόρτα είναι.
I think perhaps we've got off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. And there it is. The last Stiggly Wiggly.
Stiggly Wiggly!
Moment, Stanley. This is a real accomplishment. This is doing something just for the sake of doing it. Where so many people expect to be rewarded for the most trivial achievements, you've insisted that a job well done is its own reward. I would tell you that I'm proud of you for collecting them all, but that would be like a reward, and we can't have that. So, instead I'll just say, it's done.
It's done.
We're all done here. And now we can go to whatever the hell you were doing before you hunted for figurines.
Πάμε με τις πόρτες. Που το δίναμε την άλλη φορά για να στην κόκκινη.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked
Μπες στην
through the
μπλε μια
red
φορά για να
door.
βγουν τα ωραία νέων φώτα.
Aha, perhaps you
Άλλη μία.
misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door. I still don't think
Να
we're
πάμε τώρα.
communicating properly.
Όχι,
Stanley walked
εκεί πήγαμε
through
πριν.
Ναι,
the
το ξέρω.
red door.
Να δούμε και αυτό το editing που δεν είδαμε ποτέ.
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running
Oh,
and
yes,
running and
oh.
running, just the way you're doing
Δεν
right
έχει
now.
τίποτα.
Να το
Don't you
ξέρω.
see that it's killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
Οπ. Reload.
Ναι.
Φυσικά.
Ωχ.
What do we want? What are we looking for? Here.
Όπα, για σταμάτη.
Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy. I actually feel happy.
Φωτάκια.
Τώρα αυτό το παιχνίδι είναι ναρκωτικά, να μου πει κανείς. Πήγαινε πάνω.
Do you feel happy? Ωχ.
Κάτσε.
Αυτά είναι στόκ από κάποια effect τέτοια. Αυτό που μακρύνεται. Αυτά μένουν εδώ στάσιμα.
Και μπορώ να πάω στην πόρτα. Δώσ' μου λίγο.
Οφ! Νέα φωτάκια. Νέα φωτάκια.
Νομίζω τα ίδια με πριν είναι.
Όχι, είναι πράσινα αυτά. Πριν ήταν μπλε. Και δεν υπάρχουν τα μπλε πια.
Όπα, sorry.
Δεν αντέχεις άλλο.
Όχι τώρα.
You do not want happiness.
No, wait. Where are you going?
This isn't happy anymore.
Oh no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this. Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me.
Oh.
Please, Stanley, think about what you're doing. No! Oh, thank God.
Σοβαρά.
No, what are you doing, Stanley? Please, I'm asking you not to take this away from me. I can't go back to what I was before. If you die, we'll both go back. Why are you doing this?
Why indeed?
Stanley, let's go back to the other room.
Πας πιο
Can you
αργά
do that
τώρα.
for me?
Γιατί έχεις πέσει τα ποδάρια σου.
Perhaps you can. Perhaps you finally see what I'm talking about. I know you'll see that we can't be happy if we leave this place. You can
Δεν
see
ξέρεις
that,
επιλογές.
can't you?
Για να κάτσεις εδώ για να βλέπεις αυτό σε repeat ή θα πας να... ή θα κάνεις reboot το παιχνίδι.
Σοβαρά, συνέχεια πέφτεις και ξανά και απλά πήγες λίγο και πιο αργά.
Δεν ξέρω, δεν έχω διαβάσει.
Για δοκίμασα να πεθάνεις ξανά.
Τελευταία φορά, μετά κάνω reset για να δούμε το figurine ending για να το κλείσουμε.
No, perhaps not.
Θέλω να δω που θα το πάει ο narrator. Όπως είπες, πάει πιο αργά. So,
Πολύ πιο αργά.
let's just try it again.
My God, is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You were literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly?
Θέλω να δω το πώς... Α,
Το έχουν βάλει σε όσο κατανεύει σκάλα.
Or maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask. It looks like you wanted to make a choice after all. Well, this one is yours.
Όλο και πιο βασανιστικό.
Is it over? It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back.
Υπάρχει κάπου το 416.
Stanley, I'm sorry, but I have to put a pause on things. It's those figurines, those figures. I haven't stopped thinking about them since you nabbed every last one. Wasn't it just the most intrinsically fulfilling moment of your entire life? Didn't it fill you to the brim with inner richness? Yes, I know we're supposed to be telling a story, but would you please indulge me with one more trip back to the memory zone? I would love nothing more than to revisit the figurines. Just one more time.
Για κοίτα πως είναι καμία δόρυση εδώ δεξιά. Όχι,
When Stanley found the collectibles. Νομίζω πως τρολάρει τρελά ο narrator.
Εννοείται. Μισό λεπτό. Τίποτα από εδώ. Πάμε.
Κοιτάζω, πάντα κοιτάζω. Τι λέει? Α, ναι.
Αυτά τα είδαμε πριν.
Όχι, δεν τα είδαμε αυτά, γιατί τα προσπέρασες.
Here's where it all began. The first collectible. Back then we had no idea of how many of them we'd find. Sure, it said 6 right there on the screen, but how could we know for certain? We were so innocent. We'll never be like that again, Stanley.
Πάμε μετά εκεί, ξαναπάρ' το. Σαβέ. Ωχ, για κάτσε λίγο, τι εκεί, τι είναι αυτό, ωχ.
Ναι, είναι αυτοί που θέλουν τα collectibles.
Wow, γαμάτο,
το είχε και στην αρχή.
Δεν το προσέξει.
Στο είπα ότι είχε τα χέρια.
Α, θα σου δείξει όλα τα collectibles, μάλιστα. Δεν ξέρω που ήταν το άλλο. Πάω στον αέρα. Ωχ. Α, εκεί κάτω.
And here was a second Stanlerine. You found this one all on your own, just by poking around in the warehouse. You did that, Stanley. I'll be honest. Back then I had no faith in you to find any of them, let alone 6. But you continue to surprise me in all sorts of mundane, unremarkable ways. Okay, let's do a little quiz. Which of these rooms was the room you found your third mini stand? Can you remember?
No.
Hey, that's exactly right. It was here, under the stairs. It was the third one. You picked it up, and then after that, you had 3 of them. I'm glad these moments are so crystal clear in your memory, but I shouldn't be surprised. After all, science tells us that it's impossible to forget your third time doing anything. Let's see, what came next? Oh yes, we found a figly in this pink room. Oh, well, I can't actually say I remember being in this room, but it's here in the memory zone, so it must have happened.
Είναι εδώ, το είπα, οπότε είναι αλήθεια.
Πάμε μέσα στα μαύρα τέτοια, να τελειώνουμε. Α, το μπάνιο του αφεντικού.
This was a figurine stand, and this one was really something special. It was in the boss's bathroom. I remember it so clearly. In fact, because this one is particularly special to me, I made a little video to commemorate the occasion. Enjoy.
Εσείς τα βίντεο του του 90,
ναι.
90s.
Κάνα το κάνει και στο 2000 αυτά.
Και τα low definition είναι...
Mini stand number 5.
320x240, άλλη σχέση. Windows Movie Maker. Ah, cringe.
Takes you back, doesn't it? I spent a lot of time making that video, but it was 8 minutes I wouldn't have spent on anything.
8 minutes.
Δεν τελειώσουμε άλλο ένα. Αυτό είναι Twin Peaks, το θυμάσαι.
And then, Stanley, then we came to the last collectible, the final figurine, right here by the red and blue doors. This memory is the most distinct and clear in my mind, perhaps because it was the one that happened more recently than all the others. Who can truly say how the mind works? All I know is that this is the moment where you picked up a Figley and I thought to myself, yes, that's all of them. They're all collected. It was a moment unlike any other, except for the other moments picking up figurines, which it was exactly like.
Να, το ίδιο.
Ναι, γιατί μέσα στο memory zone.
And then there was no more, because we've caught up to the present moment. Nothing left to do but move onward into the future. Goodbye, memory zone.
Okay, νομίζω we can finish for today. I'm so tired.
No, I'm not done.
He's not
I'm
done.
not ready to move
come
on.
on.
Stop the
Really
loading
tired.
screen. Isn't there some way we can stay here, keep enjoying these figurines? Let's just go backwards. We'll do the memory zone again from the opposite direction. See how that feels.
Really now?
Yeah,
Okay, yes, the room with the red and blue doors. I remember this. I must say, of all the figurines we looked at in our initial tour of the memory zone, this one is the most distinct and clear in my mind. Let's keep going, I want more. And here's where I made that video. Don't you remember the video we watched?
Let's see it again.
No! Ah, nice.
Yes, I love that video. Still don't remember the pink room, Stanley. Still no memory of this one. Good room, though. A solid room.
Good room. Εντάξει, τρυπάρει και ο narrator τρέλα.
These really were a treat to hunt down. You know, if there had been any kind of reward for finding all of these, it really would have muted the intrinsic joy of collecting them. I'm very glad we resisted the temptation. Next one.
Δεν πάει ποτέ στο boss's office.
Γιατί?
Γιατί
είναι το pink room.
Ναι.
This was our second Figley. Don't you remember? Yes, I remember it too. The past is truly a wonderful thing. Why does anyone ever choose to leave it? Keep going.
Keep going. You know you want to.
This is it. The very first one we found in the exhibit where I introduced you to the figurines. Oh, I want more memories, Stanley. I want to keep going. What else is there? What came before this?
Είναι τρελή εντελώς.
Look, it's the terrible new content that we were originally sold on. I remember hating it back then. But time does put a rosy filter on everything. In fact, oh yes, the two doors. Who could have forgotten that? A classic memory, this one.
Left, right, the same. And the office.
And before
Full circle.
everything else, there was your office. Is there anything else? Was there something that came before your office? There's something I feel I can remember. I can remember.
Loading?
Yes, I'm remembering something now. I remember before this whole story got started. Back then I was different. I used to make big decisions. I was passionate. I was skeptical. I weighed each decision with profound thoughtfulness. And then somewhere along the way, I stopped making decisions. I became lazy. And I came up with a character named Stanley to do my thinking for me.
Oh my god, more
He would
meta.
make the decisions. He would decide which way to go. I would cheer him on as he collected figurines for no reason. Why did I invent Stanley? Was I lonely? Yes, perhaps that's it. Perhaps I needed to imagine I had companionship. And Stanley really did make for a wonderful companion, even if he was a fiction. But I suppose it's grown old. I want to think for myself again. I want to go back to how it used to be. Yes, I can be on my own again. I can do it. I'll be stronger this time. I'll take care of myself. I don't need Stanley anymore. Oh, but he truly was so much fun to play with. You know what? Since we're in the memory zone, how about one more good memory? Let's go back just once and give Stanley one more run of the office, and then I'll retire him for good. I did enjoy telling his story so very much. Okay, here we go.
Here we go.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
This is the sleep of a man named Spiros. Let's sleep, really. I think it's just a repeat.
The meeting room. Yes, that's where everyone would be. Stanley just needed to get to the meeting room, and from then on, he would never be alone ever again.
Κάτσε, είναι διαφορετικό τώρα. Κάτσε να το τελειώσουμε.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Πάμε που λέει.
Ναι. Οπ!
Τι?
The game entirely.
Yet there was not a single
Tips
person
for not
here
getting
either.
fired.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Blah blah blah.
Ναι, το κάνει κατευθείαν.
Just go.
Just go.
Πάλι όλα.
Ναι.
Θες να τα κάνεις εσύ. I'm very tired.
I know.
Κάτσε εσύ εδώ και κάνω να θες.
Τι, θα φύγεις?
Φεύγει! Πάω να πιω νερό.
Ο Σπύρος έφυγε. Ο Σπύρος πάει. But what about Stanley?
Θα κάνω λιπάρι. Λίγο νερό θα πει. Θα έχω γυρίσει πριν.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door
Να
that
πάω.
read Mind Control.
Ναι, κάνεις ό,τι λέει. Mind control, να ανάβεις τα πάντα.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof, the heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content, walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Just wait, it takes 2 minutes. ζέστη έξω.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine. Unshackled himself from someone else's
Μήπως να
command.
πηγαίναμε στο escape μετά
Freedom
από
was
αυτό που είχε
mere
κάνει.
moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or
Ήρθες πάνω στην ώρα και να δεις το τέλος. Το καλό
whatever
τέλος.
life he lives, it will be his. And that
Ακόμα
was
και αυτό
all
είναι
he
meta-narrating.
Ναι, όλο είναι
Σου δίνει το καλό τέλος μέσα σε 4 λεπτά. Σαν να σου λέει ότι δεν είναι αυτό το τέλος, εσύ είναι το καλό τέλος.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Και καλή νύχτα σας.
Okay, bye.
Θα κλείσω εδώ σιγά σιγά. Όχι άλλο. Όχι άλλη μέρα της μαρμότας, please. Ακόμα είναι το 2 εδώ.
Υπάρχει, λέει, περίπτωση να κάνετε κάποια στιγμή streaming μέχρι το ξημέρωμα. Ναι,
μόνο η Ευαγγελία. Εγώ
θα
αποκλείεται.
μπορούσα να το κάνω. Αλλά για να γίνει αυτό, πρέπει ο Σπύρος να πάει διακοπές, να φύγει από εδώ και να με αφήσει μόνη μου.
Θα δούμε. Εγώ αποκλείεται. Η Ευαγγελία, πολύ πιθανό να την αφήσει την Ευαγγελία.
Θα παίζω για 2 μέρες straight.
Λοιπόν, αυτά πάντως. Επιτέλους άλλαξε οθόνη. Διάλει.
Το Ultra Deluxe.
Go outside. Don't play for 5 years. Κοίτα, πήρα τέτοιο. Επειδή το είχα παίξει το 15. Υπήρχε achievement να μην το παίξει για 5 χρόνια.
Αυτό.
Γενικά η Ευαγγελία το έχει με το ξημέρωμα. Εγώ δεν το έχω. Εκεί καταλήγουμε.
Ναι. Νόμιζες ότι είσαι παιδί της νύχτας, αλλά όχι! Υπάρχει το πραγματικό παιδί της νύχτας εδώ.
Oh my god. Το 2 έχει να μην το παίξει για 10 χρόνια.
Σοβαρά τώρα.
Παίξει το, λέει, μια ολόκληρη τρίτη και το έχουν 2,5% των παιχτών. Βλέπεις τι λέει.
For the entire years, να κάτσεις απλά όλη μέρα, ένα 24 ώρα και να είσαι μόνο εκεί και να είναι απλά μια τρίτη.
Φαντάζομαι ότι απλώς το ανοίξανε και το αφήσανε όλη τη μέρα ανοιχτό.
Είναι αυτό το 8.
Δεν λέει. Λέει απλώς 8.
Μήπως είναι αυτό με που πηγαίνεις γύρω-γύρω συνέχεια.
I don't know. Anyway, αυτά για σήμερα. Εγώ θα πάω να κοιμηθώ.
Okay, bye.
Γεια σας.